Hi parents, this week we are learning how to add and subtract intervals of time. So we're learning elapsed time and how to find maybe a start time or an end time based off of that, or we're figuring out if we have a start time and an end time, what was our elapsed time. So I mostly teach this using a number line for the kiddos. Give me 1 second, I need to go grab an Expo marker. I mostly teach this on a number line for the kiddos, and so what we do is if we have a word problem and it says Miss Schnell goes to school, leaves her house for school at 6:45, and it takes her 45 minutes to get to school, what time would she arrive at school? So I have my start time of 6:45. It's my start time because that is when I am starting to drive. I have my elapsed time of 45 minutes because that is how long it's going to take for me to get from point A to point B, so that is my elapsed time. And then I'm looking for the end time. I'm looking for when I'm going to arrive at the school and stop driving, when I'm going to end driving. So I wrote, I wrote C up here. That is the strategy that the kids use for elapsed time. C, the S in C stands for your start time, which was 6:45. The middle E stands for our elapsed time, which in this problem was 45 minutes. And then the last E in C stands for our end time, which we did not have. That's what we're finding. So what I do is I tell the kids to make a number line. Well, I'm going to start my number line with my start time at 6:45. And then the kids can decompose their 45 minutes into whatever makes more sense for them. So for me personally, I know that if I add 15 minutes, I'm going to get to 7 o'clock, and I like 7 o'clock because that's a friendly number. So I'm going to add 15 minutes to get to 7 o'clock. Well, I did the 15 minutes, so 45 minus the 15 that I jumped, I would have 30 minutes left to jump. So now I can just straight jump that 30 because 7 o'clock is a friendly number for me. And I am now at 7:30. So I would have arrived to school and stopped driving at 7:30, so that would be my end time. And so as you can see, I jumped the 45 minutes, which was my elapsed time, to figure out my end time. And so that's what we teach them regarding that. They also could have questions like, Miss Schnell got to dance practice at 4:15. And her dance practice ended at 5:30. So how long was Miss Schnell in dance practice for? So if we do C, S-E-E, we have our start time, which was 4:15. That's when she started dance practice. Then we have our end time, which is 5:30. That's when dance practice ended. And we're looking for how long dance practice was. So we are looking for an elapsed time. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create that number line again, and I'm going to start that number line with my start time, which was 4:15. Okay, and I tell the kids that I like to jump as big as I can, if I can. So hours, 30 minutes, 10, 5. I tell them those are our friendly jumps. Hours, 30 minutes, 10s, 5s. So I know that I can jump an hour and I'm still not going to be at 5:30 yet. So that's what I'm going to do. So if I jump 1 hour, then now I'm going to be at 5:15. Well, I still have to get to 5:30. Well, I could jump another 5 to get to a friendly number and have my 15 end with a 0. So 5:15 plus 5 would be 5:20. Well, I know that 20 plus 10 will get me to that 30. So now I can do 5:20 plus 10 minutes to get to 5:30. All right, I went from my start time to my end time, but now I have to figure out how much time it took me up here to get from my start time to my end time. So I have to add all those up. Well, I had 1 hour, and then I had 10 plus 5 minutes, which would be 15 minutes. So my elapsed time would be 1 hour and 15 minutes. So that's kind of what we teach the kids and what we show them. We also use clocks, and They really need to be able to know how to look at an analog clock that's already giving them the time and be able to tell time. So some of the kids are struggling with just being able to look at the time on a clock and tell me, oh, that time is 11:53. And so that might be something that they want to practice at home. And then the other way that they can do it, and you might see this type of question on their homework, is instead of on the number line, it might give you something like this on a table instead, and it'll tell you time and then minutes. So for example, when that question about Miss Chanel leaves her house at 6:45, she drives for 45 minutes, what time would she get to school? Well, we could say that Miss Chanel leaves at 6:45, and I'm going to add 15 minutes over here. Well, then 6:45 plus this 15 minutes over here, I would now be at 7 o'clock. Okay, well, 7 o'clock, and now I'm going to add 30 minutes, because if I had to add 45 minutes total, I know that I still need 30 minutes left. So now 7 o'clock plus that 30 minutes would be 7:30. So that would be my end time, because this 15 and that 30 would equal the 45 minutes of elapsed time that it would take me to get from my house to the school. And this 6:45 would represent my start time, and that 7:30 would represent my end time. So you might see this table already on the kids' homework, and that's just how to do it on that table for their homework. If they get confused with the table, then they can just take that same question, ignore the table, and they can just do the number line that I had showed previously. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to always reach out and email me, and I will get back to you as quick as possible. Thank you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.